Mic check, 1, 2. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now, but you should be able to. I am here live at LA. We're downtown right now. We are this is Grand Central Park or Grand Park in Los Angeles, downtown LA. Let me make sure that I'm being heard. Okay, I'm on Periscope, so I'm on Periscope pretty much. I'm probably on YouTube and everything else. So we are live at the teacher strike. This is day 5. This is going into the weekend. This is the first full week that the Los Angeles teacher strike has been going on. As you guys remember, on Wednesday, we were on the west side of LA. This is like, I wouldn't say, this is like the middle of Los Angeles. Yeah, in between, because you go further east, it's East Los Angeles, and this is like downtown, the center area. And this is kind of where all the teachers are, have been deciding. I think, well, it was Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then Monday and Tuesday, then Friday, they were all meeting up in this central place. So if you guys can kind of see as you look around, I'm going to just use the camera to kind of show y'all what's going on. And as you guys see, you see people just, right now, look like they're about, I don't want to say they're taking lunch, but I think they're probably leaving because I know, hey, are you a teacher? You're a student? Well, look, let me talk to you for a second. So this is like a full week, right? Yeah. That you guys been protesting. How do you feel like it's going so far? How do you feel like it seems like they're reaching somewhere, or are we still at the stalemate?
Well, the fact that Bina wasn't even here is sad because we're fighting through the rain, through the hot. We're still out here, so I don't know where he's at, but he should be doing something right now.
Yeah. So as a student, then what got you out here? Why are you here supporting the teachers?
Supportive teachers, my counselors, everybody. I love them, and they do so much for me.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior in high school. What do you go to?
Grover Cleveland High School.
Okay, cool. What things then would you like to see changed, implemented within this strike? I know a lot of things that they're asking for, which is like smaller classes, more equipment. I know on the average, I spoke to a teacher a couple days ago, said a teacher can spend up to $1,000 a year just on the basic necessities to run the class. You know what I mean? So what things are for a high school or senior that you guys are missing that you would need?
Just more resources for like our education, pretty much everything that we're fighting for. And that's the minimum that we need.
Yeah. Well, what inspired you? Like, how do you feel about your teachers? Like, what do they do to inspire higher learning, education, or, what provoke you to come out here to support them?
Because they sweat stairs, they stay after school, they just spend so many hours, and I know that they care for us, and the minimum is for us to like support them when they most need us, and I just love them.
Perfect. What's your name?
Azucena Ferrusca.
Azucena Ferrusca. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Enjoy. Have a nice day. What's going on? So we are here still live, and we are like I said, I think right now it just ended. It just ended. So what they normally do, it seemed like what they normally do is they'll protest for some hours at a central location. Then they'll all go back to their schools, their different school districts in their schools. So I know in the morning they start off, they're protesting outside of the schools that they work at. They wait till the parents drop off the students, and then they'll come to a location like this. They all meet up, and they'll have a rally, and then they'll go back to the school at the end to be outside protesting when the parents drop the students, come pick the students up from school. So that's kind of what's going on right now. So you see it's a lot of people out here. It's definitely over 1,000 people. It's way over 1,000 people. We're at day 5 right now. We're in downtown Los Angeles. Trying to fix my get up as I do this report. I'm gonna see if I can grab some teachers as well to see if they want to talk about what got them out here. I'm sorry?
Did Tom Morello already go on?
Oh, I'm not sure. You good? Okay. So she's a little shy. So we are out here. I'm like, for some reason, I just decided to post in the middle of the street. So I'm dead in the middle of. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, pimp. I'm in the middle of the street. He just gave me an energy drink. That was sweet. So it seemed like everybody out here is like really supporting each other, really conscious of each other. Are you a teacher? Are you a teacher? Everybody, how you guys doing? Day 5. So I'm gonna see if I can talk to some teachers. I want to talk to some black teachers though, to see, because we ain't talked to no black teachers. They have a different perspective because they work in different areas. A lot of the areas in the inner cities and stuff deal with a lot more issues with the children, other than not having supplies and things like that. They have a whole lot of personal issues at home. They're dealing with some neighborhoods probably dealing with extreme violence, dealing with violence in the home, just a litany of additional issues that kind of is on top of going to school and really not having the proper support, not having the proper money, not having the proper things that any child would need to be successful in grade school. So we're going to see. See if I can get a hold of. LA always do it like this. Every time they have a protest, it almost seems like it's a party. And it seems like it's a fun thing that everyone should be a part of all the time. I'm going to just adjust this camera so I can make sure that I am. Oh, there you go. Tom Perello. So Tom Perello is speaking right now. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he's the head of the teachers union. So he's speaking, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that are really supporting him right now because it seems like he's really holding it down. I wonder why this idiot will be driving his car through this street where everybody walking. That was a great decision. It's a police officer. Great decision to make to do that. How are you guys doing? You guys teachers? Hey, can I speak to you for a second? My name is Ty. I'm out here. I've been covering it for a couple days right now. I've been kind of on the west side covering the different districts. I just want, today, it's day 5. You guys are a week in. How are you feeling about the negotiations right now and what's going on?
We're feeling hopeful. We really hope to get, we're feeling hopeful. We're really hoping to get back into our classroom soon with our kids. So pro teachers, support us, and thank you, everyone.
Perfect. So what, I know some of your ask is pay raise, having more staff like counselors, nurses, and things like that. I didn't even realize that some schools only have a nurse like once a week. It's absurd, right? I spoke to a teacher the other day. She said, I think it was last month, a student broke their arm and they just had to wait till the parents come and so they can go to the hospital. And that's crazy to me. So what are some of the things like right now when you think about your classroom that you would need? Because I think on the average, I heard from a few teachers, it's about $500 to $1,000 a teacher would spend a year just in extra and things that you would need to run a class throughout the year. So what are things that you see right now that you can use that would help the student be successful in the class?
We just want lower class size. We want to be able to meet with every student and help them. Smaller kids, smaller class size. That's what we want. That's it.
So someone was telling me about that. You guys are taking more of an approach of teaching based on how the kid learns versus throwing just this general thing to them and say, do this. It's like having that smaller class, being able to give these students time will...
Project-based learning.
Tell me about it.
It's student-driven. So the student drives the curriculum, and we just facilitate their learning. We can't do that in a large class size. We also need nurses every day, so that these kids can perform and function in a student-driven classroom with a teacher as their facilitator.
What's the average class size? I know what the max is, but what's the average class?
It depends. So we work at the elementary level. So TK through 2nd grade is about 25 students. 4th and 5th grade, they average about 35.
So what's ideal?
What's ideal?
What's ideal for you, personally?
20 to 1. At one point, we went to 20 to 1. That's ideal. We can handle, teachers are strong. We're amazing. We can handle 24 to 1. Anything over that, it becomes very ineffective.
Of course. I mean, you already, like, you got elementary children who just naturally you have to kind of guide them back to focus. And if you have like 30 or 40 students in a class, like, that's crazy.
24 different realities happening at the same time. 24 different beings trying to learn and achieve and succeed.
So what else would you need for the success of the kid in the class that you guys are lacking, have been lacking? People are criticizing you guys and saying y'all need to be moderate. Like, I thought 30 years is pretty moderate. I don't understand. It hasn't been a strike in 30 years. Why are people tripping? So is there things right now that you know that would help your students succeed, that would be a benefit for the students that you guys could get out of this?
I think that we just need to return to the community-based school model where we have wraparound services. Everybody is providing support. It's not just teachers and students. It's teachers, students, families, nurses, help me out, psychologists, librarians, yes. Yes, all working together for a common goal, which is the good of everyone.
That is amazing. I dated a teacher in New York, and I was speaking to her a couple days ago, and she was talking about the psychological trauma that happens to a child. And I remember it happening to me, like when you don't do well in a test, and if you don't have someone that's kind of helping you and giving you the attention you want, you don't want to accept that you may not know it, so then you just say fuck it and don't try. And not trying is better than saying I can't do it. I just say I didn't do that. Like, how does that affect the student's success? Like, not being able to let them understand or work through those type of things that a child wouldn't know how to work through, like, having a counselor and things like that. Like, how would that benefit a child?
Well, I heard you mention testing, and we are absolutely over-testing our students. So one of the things that the union is pushing for is removing all of that testing. We are teachers. We can create our own assessments. We also have our curriculum comes with assessments, but we are spending money, taxpayer dollars, on purchasing additional tests. We don't need to do that. So that would relieve some of the anxiety that these kids are feeling. And I think the number is if kindergarten through 6th grade, by the time they reach 6th grade, they've taken over 100 standardized tests. So we need to decrease testing, and that will help everything else.
So I thought I read a couple articles about decreasing, but you guys want to eliminate them.
We want to decrease.
To decrease, got it. Kind of want to have the same, because they don't have like a certain a maximum or a minimum amount of tests for like private schools or anything like that. They just kind of have no regulation, really, right? There's no regulation, but then you guys got to have 11 tests.
Accountability. We're not opposed to having some accountability. And we need, as teachers, to know how our students are doing. Assessment drives our instruction. But what we're doing now has nothing to do with that. We're just lining the pockets of publishers. That's not our intention for testing. We need to assess what the kids are learning and then evaluate our teaching based on how they're performing.
What's your name?
Julie Webb. I'm the chapter chair at Mar Vista.
Okay, perfect.
Didi Kurashima.
Dana Saunders.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Cardona.
Katie Cardona.
Yes.
Y'all look familiar to you?
She's not the teacher you dated.
Oh. that teacher was in New York. She was in New York. Did you go to USC?
I did not.
Okay, maybe not then. Okay, well, I did. But thank you guys. I really appreciate you, and I'm glad you guys out here and fight on, make it happen. My name is Ty Bayliss. Yes, nice to meet you. Fight on, make it happen. You're welcome. And Bernie said this morning that he's standing with you guys. I don't know if you heard. All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Hopefully y'all saw that, because I was like hella away from the camera, so I'm not sure where the camera was focused on. So those were teachers in Buena Vista. It look like my sound is peaking. God damn. All right, mic check. I hate that. So, as you can see right now, the street is clearing, but the people aren't clearing. If we rotate this, you will see that there's a lot more people here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get out this street and go closer to just right there. It's right. Quick move. We're gonna stay live.
Weather, but they're here anyway. And so, like Virginia said, our union president did great advocating. He's had good output. We're here to support. Not